Nos encontramos aquí en Inglewood, California, en el nuevo YouTube Theater, platicando con el entrenador de Alexis Rocha, Hector Lopez. ¿Cómo ha estado, coach? Una pelea muy importante para su pupilo, 28 de enero, unas 2 semanas para esa gran pelea. ¿Cómo ha estado?
Pues gracias por ustedes, por cubriendo el deporte de box, que todos encantamos. Es una pelea muy importante en la carrera de Alexis. Y importante no nomás la carrera de él, para otros peleadores, el futuro del deporte del sur de California. Este lugar va a ser la primera vez que tenemos una pelea, hermoso lugar. Los asientos casi arriba. Ya hicimos el tour, los asientos arriba del ring. Todo, sea donde sea, no hay ni un asiento mal para ver una pelea grande como esta. Y más que nada emocionado por la oportunidad que le está dando no nomás el YouTube, pero Golden Boy. Y Alexis es uno de esos peleadores que él quiere pelear. Él no le ha dicho no a nadie. Esta va a ser nuestra 5ª pelea en los últimos 14 meses. Y lo ha mirado muy preparado físicamente y más importante mentalmente. Está listo.
Obviamente la victoria contra Blair Cobbs le abrió muchas oportunidades. Ahora con este muchacho Anthony Young, ¿qué tan peligroso, cuál es el riesgo que representa para Alexis Rocha el 28 de enero?
Mira, un peleador, claro que la pelea de Blair se nos abrió las puertas. En mi opinión, yo no que no lo respetaba a Blair, yo nomás no miré nada. Hablaron mucho y así él vendió la pelea, eso sí le doy a Blair. Yo no miré nada en el ring, sea poder, sea técnica, que tenía miedo, ¿ok? Lo único que no había perdido y había noqueado a unos peleadores que lo habían tumbado a él. Anthony Young es un peleador, pues, todos son peligrosos. A este nivel, usted sabe, un golpe duro cambia todo.
¿Más completo que Blair Cobbs?
Posiblemente, es que no se sabe mucho de Anthony Young porque ha peleado allá. Su victoria más grande fue cuando noqueó a Saddam Ali.
Sí, lo retiró.
Sí. ¿Verdad? Y uno nunca sabe, dijo, en el récord parece que no pega, pero pues, lo noqueó. Puede ser complicado y nosotros lo tomamos muy serio, sea el que sea Crawford, sea Boots Ennis, sea Spence. Nosotros todas las peleas nos preparamos al 100%.
De las 24 victorias que tiene, solo tiene 8 knockouts. Puede que le dé un poquito de problemas el sistema, la técnica de boxeo que trae Anthony Young contra Alexis Rocha. Usted apenas dijo que no sabe mucho de la técnica de...
Sí se puede complicar si empieza a boxear o a correr, como dice la gente, se puede complicar. Nosotros queremos una pelea cerca, porque también no nomás tenemos que ganar en una manera que se va a impresionar.
Convincente, ¿verdad?
Tenemos que noquear, la mera verdad. Es lo que la gente quiere ver, los promotores, para subir siguiendo.
Y que tenga otra pelea estelar.
Pero
¿verdad?
tenemos, así tiene que ser. Si empieza a correr, se puede complicar. Si viene y nos quiere pelear, porque él va a pensar que tiene que enseñarnos algo porque nomás tiene 8 knockouts. Es la pelea que uno quiere. Uno quiere la pelea cerca de así. Pero si se presenta, si no, pues tenemos que ir los 12 rounds. Prefiero no, pero a ver qué.
Oscar está mencionando que esta pelea, si gana Alexis, le dan la oportunidad de título mundial. Así es como están negociando el siguiente paso para Alexis, coach.
Mira, ahorita ni estoy pensando. Ahorita nomás estoy pensando de enero 28.
¿Verdad?
Pero en mi mente, claro que si uno siempre está pensando en las peleas grandes, pero ahorita no le voy a quitar nada a Anthony Young. 100% todo, la preparación ahorita es en Anthony Young, es todo.
¿Verdad? Okay, since we're talking about Anthony Young, we're going to go ahead and switch it up in English.
Okay.
Give us your thoughts about Anthony Young, coach, and again, the same questions I asked you in Spanish, what the challenge means to Alexis Rocha fighting Anthony Young on January 28th.
Look, we really don't know too much about Anthony. Obviously, he knocked out Saddam. Saddam was a former world champion. And I'm sure Anthony's kind of been fighting back east, kind of laying low. Guys like that could be dangerous. He has nothing to lose, and his record says that. So, I mean, we're not taking him lightly. Right now, like I said, the focus is on him. There's not much video out there, so there's really nothing much you can do. And honestly, we're focusing on what he does well. I'm not going to focus too much on Anthony.
A lot of trainers, a lot of fighters say the same thing. I kind of agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You should be focusing on your fighter and yourself. Right?
We focus on what we do good and what we need to work on, and we try not to focus too much. I'll watch a couple tapes. I've seen a couple tapes of Anthony, but honestly, 99% of my game planning is going to be based on what he does well.
Alex and yourself, because you've had a long history between you two as trainer and boxer. Give me a little summary of how long you've been together.
So I started training Alexis. It was kind of a funny story because he came to the gym to
I
lose
like
weight.
to hear it.
He was really overweight. He was about 12, 13 years old.
How long ago? Oh, 12, 13 years
So if you think about it, we've been training for about 13 years, going on 13 years. I've had him since he was first fight as an amateur. And the only reason he came to the gym was to lose weight because he followed his brother's Ronnie Rios. I was training Ronnie already.
His brother, was his brother already a pro?
His brother, yeah, he had just turned pro. He had just recently signed pro. And he came in, I think, to lose weight.
Okay.
So I noticed that the weight started coming off really fast. He was a very determined kid. He was quiet, but he was very determined.
How was his boxing skill? Pretty raw, coach, at the beginning?
He was terrible at the beginning. He was terrible. He was better at eating than he was fighting, but he lost 60 pounds within about 4.5 months. And one day I forced him to spar. He didn't want to do it.
Okay.
And he was like, no, almost literally crying. If you could, I had him spar
Why
with
is
my
that? Because
amateur. He didn't
the
want to do
punches
it.
were hurting?
They hurt. Not everybody can do this. I forced him to spar against a kid that had already some fights, one of my amateur kids, and he dropped the kid in the first round.
Okay.
And I think from there he's like, oh, maybe I am pretty good at this. And honestly, after that, like he had his first amateur fight a few weeks after. He knocked the guy out, and the rest is history. He just
How many amateur bouts did he have?
He had like 67, I believe.
Okay.
And he had, a lot of people don't know, he had 16 international fights.
Right.
He was the youngest kid to win the Junior Olympic National Championship. He won it at 14. He actually turned 15 in Ukraine. He was fighting in the Ukraine. He fought in Kiev. He's fought in Italy. He's fought in Russia. So he had about 16 amateur fights. And then obviously the whole politics with the amateur boxing, he didn't want to stick around another 4 years for the Olympics, and we turned him pro.
Right. There you go. I've seen some of the fights live on TV as well, and I hear your comments when you're directing your trainers, how tough of a trainer you are, telling them this is the best thing you can do it for your family. Please do as instructed, do not fuck it up.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much. I've been known to throw a lot of F-bombs. I don't do it to insult anybody. Honestly, I'm just trying to light a fire. He knows me better than anybody else. And again, I apologize if I use the word F. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's one of my favorite words, but that's the way I get to motivate him. He knows I'm upset when my tone starts to change, and he knows something's not working. We got to change it up. I'm not there to be his personal manager and tell him what he wants to hear. I have to be his coach, and I have to be honest. If we're down in a fight, I'm going to tell him. If we're up, I'm gonna tell him finish the job. That's just me. That's just my personality.
Look how he started, coach, and now he gets to headline his own card. How proud of you, your fighter?
I'm so proud. You have no idea. Down deep inside, when we're doing the tour, I mean, honestly, I'm very proud of him. To come from a kid that I never thought he would even be fighting to be headlining the first time.
After hearing your voice, I'm sure you're emotional.
It's emotional.
Right.
It's emotional.
Yes.
I'm extremely proud and just glad that we're part of it. We have a lot of good people around behind him. Obviously, I have my whole coaching staff. I have Abraham Perez, SOA Boxing. Those people that really, when they say they're going to support you, they're like family. And we treat this like family. We don't like being average. You said something earlier. When I yell, I want to be the top guy.
Right.
And you're going to see probably a lot more F-bombs that but that's just who I am. And like I said, I don't mean to insult anybody. I'm just trying to win a fight, and we're going to battle, and that's just the way it is.
All right. Thank you. Well, hopefully everything will turn out good, and let's hope Alexis shines on January 28th. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Alexis Rocha versus Anthony Young, January 28th, live on DAZN. Do not miss it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.